Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sisi. On today's tutorial I will show you how to draft this three-part corset. On my next tutorial, and I will be showing you how to sew this three-part corset. If this is a tutorial that you would like to watch and learn, keep on watching. Let's get into drafting this pattern. So guys, right here I'm gonna head to draft out my basic body. If you are familiar with my tutorial, you know that I always draft basic body when I am drafting my pattern. So I'm gonna head to draft out my chest line, bust point, under bust, half length, and the full length of this top. You can see the way I placed my tape rule. So from here is to measure my nipple to nipple divided by 2, which is 4, and then I came down by 1 inch. Okay, this is just to create my dart. This is a basic body pattern that I'm doing right here, and I came over to my waistline here. I marked half an inch at the both side, and also I did the same thing at the full length of this top. Okay, so for the full length of this top I'm using about 20 inches for the full length. Okay, so after marking after marking 0.5 at the both side, I'll go ahead to connect it, meeting the 1 inch that I came down on at the under bust. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. Just go ahead and mark it out just the way I'm marking it. Do yours the same way. Okay, so after I'm done with this, the next thing I'm going to do is to come over to my bust point and under bust, measure the difference between the two of them. So the difference between my bust point and under bust is 3 inches. So I'll place my tape rule at the tip of my bust point, and the tip of my bust point here, and I'll start marking. Okay, remember that the difference between my bust point and under bust is 3 inches. So I will be marking that 3 inches like this. I'll place my tape rule, the tip of my tape rule, at the tip of the bust point line. You can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to go ahead to create this circle using the 3 inches. So it depends on the difference between your bust point and under bust. That is what is going to help you create this circle right here. So after creating this circle, I'm going to be showing you what next you're going to do. So make sure that what you're doing is correct. So if you are not sure, you can just go ahead and cross check it. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to make sure that everything is aligned perfectly well. So go ahead and do yours the same. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell me what you think about this pattern. Write your comment on the comment section, put your question there, and I will answer you the best I can. So I went ahead to mark out the line here so that it's visible for you to see. And you can see that I went ahead to still cross check it to make sure everything is okay. So go ahead and do this. You can see I'm using my free hand. I'm not using any pattern master. Okay, so right here, which is the chest line, then come down by half an inch. Okay, you can see what I'm doing here. You go ahead and do yours the same way. Then the next thing you're going to do is to mark it like this. Remember that I am recreating exactly what is on the picture that I showed you before. So this is what I'm doing. So right here, I'm going to go ahead to mark half an inch at the both side of the darts that I already have at the under bust. Okay, just look at what I'm doing and do yours the same way. So the next thing you're going to do right now is to mark it. Okay, right here I am trying to mark it out very well so that you understand what I'm doing here. So the next thing you're going to do is to use your pattern master, your free hand, to make a curve to connect to this dot line that we just made. Okay, I'm going to use my pattern master to make this curve first before I use my marker to outline it. Okay, you can see what I'm trying to do here. So go ahead and do yours the same way. If you're using a free hand, go ahead and use your pencil and eraser. In case if you make any mistake, you can go ahead and erase it and start all over it. Okay, so go ahead and do it just the way I'm doing mine, and you see the result. So after I'm done with it, I went ahead to bring it down. You can see what I'm doing. Bring out the dart leg like this. Do it the same way. Just bring it down straight down to the full length of your pattern. Okay, just the way I'm doing it. All right, you can see what I have here. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to, this neckline here is 3 by 3, okay, which is very simple. And here I went ahead to mark the middle of my shoulder, so I can get my shoulder dart. After marking out the middle, next thing I'm going to do is to connect the shoulder to the bust point. Okay, you can see what I just did here. Connect the shoulder to the bust point. So the next thing I'm going to do is to come over to the top of this shoulder. I'm going to be marking 1/2 inch at the both side like this. You can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to go ahead to connect this 1/2 inch like this. Just look at what I'm doing, and do yours the same way to create a dart. Okay, just like you're creating a dart, this is what I'm trying to do here. Okay, next thing I'm going to do after marking this here, I need you to pay attention here. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is to mark 1/4 inch at the both side. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to mark 1/4 inch at the both side of this dart that I just did. So I'll go ahead and just mark it out like this. Just give a small dot, a little dot here, and then I'll just go ahead and connect it back to the bust point. This will help tighten the bra cup area on the chest line. Okay, to help to tighten the boobs, okay, to make it sit perfectly well. So you can see that our cup is coming out right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is to measure in between this line. Okay, remember that what I have here is my bust divided by 4, which is 9.5. I mark it out here. Then from these two lines here, I'm going to measure the middle. So whatever you have for the middle, that is what you're going to mark out here right now. And then come down by 1/2 inch. Okay, come down by 1/2 inch, just the way I'm doing mine. All right, so go ahead and then mark it out like this. All right, this is very simple for you to do. So the next thing you're going to do is to connect our cups. Okay, to connect your cups, I want you to pay attention here if you're using a freehand or pattern master. Okay, I'm going to be connecting my cup just the way I pointed it right now. So look at what I'm doing. Pay attention here very well, and do it the same way. You can see the way I'm placing my pattern. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that I create more room for my cup to sit. Okay, for the cup to sit when I'm cutting out my cup. All right, you can see the way I draft it out. So the next thing I'm going to do is to connect from the chest line here to the under bust. Look at what I'm doing, and do yours the same way. I need you to pay attention here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do right now is to mark out this line. Okay, to make it visible for you to see, I'm going to trace it out again so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so go ahead and do yours the same way, I'm doing. You can see the way I keep adjusting it so I can get a perfect shape. So go ahead and do yours the same. So if you're using a free hand, you can be able to do this. The only thing you need to do is to just use your pencil. Okay, so right here I'm just going to blend it in a curve here. Make sure that it's not sharp. Okay, blend it in a curve. So the next thing you're going to do is to come over to this other cup. You're going to be connecting it just the way I pointed out for you. So you make sure that you make enough room. You can see the way I keep adjusting my pattern so that I can create enough room for my cup to sit when I'm fixing my cup to this pattern. Okay, so just go ahead and do yours the same way. Look at what I'm doing and do yours the same way. So the next thing I'm going to do is to connect it to the under bust. Okay, just the way I point it out. So do yours the same way. Look at what I'm doing and do yours the same way, because right now I'm trying to explain to you what I'm doing with my hands, so you should be able to understand right here. So the next thing I'm going to do here is to just outline it. Okay, so for those that are using freehand, you can just do it this way. You can see what I'm doing here. I just do it this way. So the next thing I'm going to do right here is to create the 3-part corset. So this is a 2-part corset, just like this. We call it 2 parts. Okay, so to create the 3-part corset, we have to turn this 2-part corset into a 3-part corset. Okay, right now I'm going to measure 2 inches from here. You can see where I placed my tape rule. I'll measure 2 inches from my chest line, measure 2 inches inside the cup. Okay, so from also the chest line by the side of the cup, I'm going to also measure 2 inches. Okay, then from that place I'm going to connect it using a curve manner. Okay, you have to use a curve pattern to curve pattern master to make this part. Okay, you can also use your freehand if you wish to use your freehand. Okay, it's totally fine. Just connect the two lines together just the way I'm doing it. Remember, you measure 2 inches at the both side, then you go ahead and connect it like this. So now you can see that we have about 4 pieces here, but don't worry, we'll be creating our cup to be 3 pieces. Okay, so right now what I did is to take my body measurement. After marking my bust point, I took out the darts that I have there, which is 1.5. I mark it out, plus 1.5 inches sewing allowance. Okay, make sure to add your dart. So for the waist, I measure my waist, which is 8, divided by 4 is 8, plus the dart here, which is 2 inches. I'll go ahead to mark it, plus 1.5 inches sewing allowance. So for the full length, I went ahead to measure my hip, which is 10, plus measure my hip, which is 10, plus this that which is 2 inches, and 1.5 inches sewing allowance. Okay, so right now I'm just going to go ahead and connect this, okay, to get my curve, then we'll continue with this pattern. All right. So after connecting it, I went ahead to add another paper at the bottom part here, because I need to create that V shape that is on the style that we're creating right now. So I'm going to come down by 1 inch here, and I'm going to connect. Look at the way I'm going to connect it. So connect it like this. Okay, so go ahead and do yours the same way. You can see what I'm doing. It's very simple. You can use your free hand to do this. So just go ahead and connect it like this. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. So the next thing I'm going to do is to cut this out. All right, before I cut it out, I want to show you what I marked out here. This part that I'm ruling like this. So I went ahead to mark about half an inch. So go ahead and mark about half an inch there. All right, that's the measurement that I marked out there, half an inch. Okay, then I'm going to connect it in a straight line like this, just the way I'm doing it. So do yours the same way. The next thing you're going to do is to cut it out. So look at the way I'm going to cut it out before you. Okay, so right now I want to do before I cut my pattern here, make sure you label your patterns. Okay, so this part here, I'm trying to indicate that I'm going to cut it out. All right, so you have to make sure that you label your pattern before you cut it out. Okay, so that you don't make any mistake. All right, so I'm going to go ahead to just cut out this excess that I have here, so that I can have the main pattern. Okay, so look at the way I'm cutting it, and cut yours the same way. So after cutting, guys, this is what I have. So the next thing I'm going to do is to label it. This is one here, and this part here is one also, because I'll be joining this part together. So, and this part here is 2 and this is 3. Okay, remember I said that this is a 3-part corset. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to mark out these arrows here to indicate where each lines will be, or each part where each patterns will be when I cut it on pieces. Okay, because after cutting it, it's going to be difficult for me to like know where each part should be. That is why I'm giving all these arrows and know where each pattern should be facing. So go ahead and do yours the same. We just label it in a way that you will understand, so you don't make mistake. Then go ahead and cut it out. So guys, after I'm done, this is what I have here. If you notice that this pattern is not equal, so I'm going to go ahead to bring in a pattern and then go ahead and place it together like this, because I want to trace it out. This is the reason why I'm doing this. All right, so after I'm done, I'm just going to use my pen and my pattern master to just trace it out. So if you encounter this, something like this, when you are done cutting your pattern, it is okay. Just go ahead and do what I'm doing right now. So guys, after I'm done marking out the lines, what I'm going to do right now is to cut it out. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead to cut it out. Look at the way I'm cutting it, and do yours the same way. If you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel and put on the notification bell, so that you will get notified when I post the sewing version of this crop top. Okay, so go ahead and continue cutting it the way I'm doing it. So guys, right now you will notice that it is equal here. You can see it right now and see what it looks like. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to draft the back. So for the back, I'm going to bring in a piece of paper and I'm going to arrange it just the way you are seeing it here. This is very simple. I'm going to use the side of my front pattern to draft out the back. So I'm just going to go ahead to mark out all these lines and trace out all these parts here, because the back should be the same with the side front. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. Go ahead and do yours the same way. So when I'm done with this, what I did next is to connect these lines. Okay, so look at what I'm doing and do yours the same way. So I went ahead to connect these lines like this. You can see what I'm doing. Connect it straight like this, and then go ahead and trace out this part too. Okay, remember that this is one side for the back. Okay, this is just one side. So when I'm cutting on my fabric, I'm going to cut out 2 pieces. So for this top area, you can decide to just maintain it, or you can decide to come down by 1 inch or 1.5, 2 inches. Okay, depends on how low you want the back to be. But I'm going to come down by 1 inch, and then I'm going to go ahead to connect it using a curve rule. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. Do yours the same way. So I'm going to go ahead to cut out this pattern. So guys, right now I'm going to come over here. I'll mark out 1/2 inch. Okay, this is how open I want the bag to be. All right, so I'm going to mark out 1/2 inch. I don't want the bag to be too open. Okay, if you want the bag to be open very well, you can use 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inches. Okay, so but I'm using 1/2 inch here because I want the bag to be closed a little bit. All right, so this part here is just to show you that I'm going to be having loops around this corner here. So go ahead and do yours the same way. This is the back and this is the the front here. You can see this is the side front and this is the center front. Okay, make sure you label it in a way that you will understand. All right, so guys, the next thing I'm going to do is to create my 3-part corset, and the way I'm going to create this cup is to just join this one together like this. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. Just use your tape and then just go ahead and join them together just the way I'm doing it. I'm so sorry for the noise. Okay, so please pardon me. So you can see what I'm doing here. Go ahead and just join it like this. So guys, this is what I have here. You can see, and these are my patterns. You can see that I'm able to indicate where each pattern should be and where each pattern should be facing. So go ahead and make sure that you label it very well so you don't make any mistake. So guys, this is the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, comment, put on the notification bell. See you on my next